What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Rhea podcast. Lloyd's just checking sound and all the things that he does, you know? We needed to come back ASAP because I was watching it back and I was just thinking, this guy is actually acting. He's acting. Even his friends came at him and were like, Lloyd, that's not how you are. Didn't they, Lloyd?
I don't know if people want me to shout or scream. I don't know.
They want you to show your real self.
This is my real self.
He had a piece of cake before he started, so hopefully he's got a bit of sugar in him to make him energetic. How are you feeling, Lloyd?
I'm feeling alright. I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
How's your day been?
It's been alright. It's been cool. There's a lot of work to do. So a lot of admin, a lot of editing. So yeah.
Can I tell them about my dream that I had?
It's up to you, mate.
Basically, guys, one of the kids have got the runs, the older one, right? He's got the freaking runs, hasn't he? So we have been changing pooey nappies back to back. Like, I don't know what it is. Because, you know, kids are nasty. They will literally pick up mud and eat it and then lick a snail and then pick their bum and put the finger from their bum in their nose and then put the same finger in their ear and then put it back up their armpit. They're just nasty. So they're always catching things, right? So my 3-year-old has had the runs. I mean, the other one's had the runs too, but the 3-year-old's been having really like vomity. It smells like vomit.
It smells like, what can I?
The way that Lloyd describes things. Go on, Lloyd. What does it smell like?
It smells like off milk mixed with vomit mixed with. If bird poo had a smell, that's what the bird poo would smell like.
A couple of them smell like dog shit. Yeah, dog poo. Sorry, dog poo. No swearing.
Yeah,
dog poo. It's been very, very, very hard. And literally my nostrils, you guys have seen the size of my nose, so I can't close it. I can't. Right. So anyway, last night, went to bed and the little one said, roll over. I'm losing my mind. I went to bed, right, and I had a nightmare. It was a nightmare because I don't understand. I mean, I had McDonald's before I went to bed. Probably a bad idea.
Someone's going to come and say, oh, I know what that nightmare means. It means astrology, sun,
for
moon.
God's sake. Yeah, the moon.
The energies.
The moon is in Cyprus and the Cyprus is in the sky. And anyway.
Actually, I'm not.
So I went to bed and had a really odd dream. So in my dream, nightmare, there was a parrot in the house, right? And the parrot kept on like running around from room to room. And next door was my mum and dad were next door, but we're in our own house. So I don't know why my mum and dad had their own room next door. But anyway, they were next door. And the parrot, sorry guys, I just downed a massive glass of chai tea and like everything and 4 digestives. So it's just like, it's all just like in my throat, like a tower block. I'm going to take off my watch because everyone's messaging me and just loving on me. And it's just a lot, you know? That's how I lost it last time. Lloyd, let me get onto my dream. Sorry, now my fanny's vibrating. I'm going to put everything over here.
I was going to explain.
You like that, don't you? I'm joking. You like that, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Anyways, we're going to get onto that because someone actually asked me about sex.
That's 2 now.
No, it's not. We have 2 kids.
And so what?
It's telling that we have sex.
Look at the kids and decide how we made them.
Lloyd.
Fine. Go on.
You don't want to speak about sex?
I'm playing, man.
Oh, okay. He's playing. You see?
So excited about sex.
There's a bit of joke today. Lloyd's got a bit of joke.
My mum watches this, you know.
And?
Go on.
Your mum tells us to have sex.
She does it.
I've already said it. Anyway, we'll get on. I'm actually going to tell that story because your mum is an absolute legend. Right. Back to my dream. Right. So the parrot was jumping around all different rooms, right? And it went into my mum and dad's room, right? And I told my sister, I was like, tell dad like to sort out the parrot. And my dad was vexed because my dad doesn't like when people mess up his sleep. Do you know what I mean? So my dad was vexed. And I was like, Dad, the parrot. So somehow I managed to get the parrot back into our room to the window, open up the window, the parrot flew out, right? And then as we closed the window, the parrot was still on the window. So we were panicking. We were like, oh my God, why? And my sisters were there too. And my sisters don't even live with me. So why were they? Anyway, so the parrot flew away and I was like, oh, I can finally go back to bed. But then I realized that the parrot left loads and loads of poo around. There was poo on the bed. There was poo on the floor. And I'm telling you guys, because my 3-year-old has been pooing up the gaff, I've been going to bed smelling his poo. To the point where I woke Lloyd up and I smelt Lloyd's bum. And I said, Lloyd, did you poo? Did you fart? And he was like, no. And I was like, I smell his bum. I said, let me check. As if he's one of my kids. So I had to find out where the smell was coming from. And Lloyd was just like, it wasn't me. And I was like, yes, it was you. And I was so angry and went back to bed. And then in the morning, I deeped my dream.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going for a lot, I think.
These are two things, yeah.
And no one come and tell me what it means when you dream poo.
But I don't want to be that person. But I feel like whenever I have dreams, it's normally, obviously, part of the dream normally comes from something I've last seen before I went to bed.
Yeah.
So maybe you saw a parrot on like the TV, Instagram.
I didn't see it.
What were we watching yesterday? Watching Love is Blind.
We didn't watch Love is Blind yesterday.
What did we watch yesterday?
Nothing.
I watched yesterday. I remember
Lloyd fell asleep at 9 p.m.
because I had a shoot and I was mad tired and I was back and forth from.
Okay, but you don't have to explain. You don't need to explain why you're tired. It's okay.
East to the west.
And the Love is that's two different things.
Yeah, I was back and forth east to west. So like when I got home, I was just knackered. I remember I was looking at whilst I was editing, I was looking at the screen and just.
Anyway, you were tired.
I just feel like you see stuff before you go to bed, innit? So that's what probably entered your dream.
No, there was no parrot before I went to bed.
You probably saw something like not like it's not like a thing where you saw it and obviously your mom's called you yesterday as well.
Yeah.
She yesterday. One, cool.
Okay.
Number two, like I said, you might have seen something on Instagram before going to bed.
It was the McDonald's. The McDonald's.
But you definitely saw something going to bed.
No.
Okay, cool.
No. I agree with that. I agree with you. But I'm saying in this circumstance, no, that wasn't the case. That's at the time, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What film did you watch? I think we watched The Servant. And I remember I went to bed and I remember I was in the servant, do you know the house that they're in?
Yeah.
I was in there and something was happening in that house. So it's like, you defo see stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Like if I sometimes see like someone's story before I go to bed on Instagram, they're in my dream.
But I don't like stuff. Yeah, I don't like stuff like that because I feel like it's, don't know. But then again, God, I feel like God might be showing you something through that dream.
No. What? So, that I've been changing too much poo?
Nah, it's just a case of like...
I think the dream's telling me that I need a goddamn break. That's what I think it's telling me. Because why am I going to sleep smelling poo, Lloyd?
Because maybe we cleaned him and we left...
you see, look, you're trying to make sense of it. It's just...
left the nappy...
No, there was no nappy. There was no nappy in the bedroom. No, there wasn't. The bags are usually downstairs.
It's Parenthood, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. We've got some questions actually that people have asked me.
The questions already. I think she get.
I think that you should let me do my own podcast, Lloyd.
So when I want to show myself how I really am, yeah, you want to... Okay, cool. I'll sit back and I'll be reserved.
No, don't be reserved. I'm kidding. What do you think we should do?
Do your thing. I'm playing.
No. What do you think we should do?
I'm actually being serious.
No, what do you think we should do?
Nothing. Just do your thing.
What? Why did you say that then?
I'm playing around.
Anyway, no, now you phoned me off. Okay. This is why I don't like when people get involved. This is why I don't like having guests on my podcast, guys, because people just feel like they have to take over. They feel like they have to take over. Our kids are sleeping. No, I'm trying to think of questions that people had for us, Lloyd. Let's just go. I think if we begin with questions, Lloyd's on Twitter once again. He's on Twitter once again.
Yeah.
I think if we go off the questions, then we can go into different topics.
Okay, cool. What did you miss out last time though? Didn't someone said that they want you to finish or something? You didn't finish yours.
How did we meet?
Is that what we missed out last time?
We didn't go into it because Lane woke up.
We met in college and you was in my IT class.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember.
So when we met,
I was
okay.
Go on.
No, go. Talk.
Podcast.
Talk.
What's your podcast?
Talk.
Okay, cool.
Oh my god, this is how mean.
We met 2010 after secondary schools and college.
Mm-hmm.
She was my IT class.
Yep.
I was fresh from East London. I was very hostile.
Mm-hmm.
I was the only me and a few others were the only people from East London, so we kind of like grouped together.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in class, I didn't talk to no one.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you asked me for some help or something. I came to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Then I thought you was dating someone else. I thought you was dating someone else in the class.
Yeah.
So then I saw you on Instagram.
I wasn't. Yeah.
The way the algorithm used to work on Instagram, it's the same way it works now. So you'll see someone in person, you go on Instagram and they'll come up as add as friends. So
yeah.
I remember I saw you on Instagram. I was like, okay, cool. There's Rhea from my class. So I went to school next. I went to college the next day, and I was like, I saw you on Instagram, and you was like, why didn't you add me as a friend? If you don't add me as a friend, I'm gonna tell my mom. I was like, tell your mom.
Do you know what
I
it
don't
is?
even know your mom.
No, but the thing is, back in the day when I was younger, I felt I had really bad
Okay.
No, because I'm gonna like diagnose myself with something that I didn't have. But what I mean is that I felt really awkward about like meeting new people and stuff. So I would make like really awkward jokes.
Okay.
Like people say like even when I was in school, Bim will literally say this. When I met like the cool black girls, yeah, I was like, I said something. And then, I took my blazer off and then I was like shaking or whatever. And they all started laughing. And I was like, you guys can laugh at me if you want. Because I just wanted to have some friends. Do you know what I mean? So meeting Lloyd was like really awkward for me because I came from an all-girls school and I'd never been around boys really. Like if I tell you some stories about some embarrassing things that happened to me, like after school, whatever, we'll be here all day. But so I didn't know how to navigate like talking to boys. So that's why I said that.
Yeah, I found out funny.
Mm-hmm.
I went home that same day. Surprisingly, you were still there, so I added you.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Started speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I think we exchanged numbers.
Yeah.
And at that time, I think BBM was
popping.
Yeah, BBM was the thing.
Yeah.
So I think you didn't have a BBM at the time, but I think you got a BBM because I got a BBM.
Yeah.
I was speaking on BBM a lot. Then
my dad gave me his old BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the corporate ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then after, I think one day after class, he was like, let's have a talk, let's have a chat. We went down to the the bottom of the college where the gym is at.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what college it is because people know, people get excited. Oh, yeah, I've been there before.
St. Charles. I don't know why I had
went to the
that.
bottom of the gym. And we spoke. And I remember before we walked off to a certain direction, I remember school had finished by then. I remember, and my guy Theo was buzzing off my phone. He was like calling me bears, and I was like, I'm not picking up this call because I'm a discreet person. I don't know one to know that I'm talking to girls in college. I'm just here. Like, I was very quiet. I was very secret with myself.
Yeah.
Picking up my phone. So I messaged him. I was like, yo, wait for me. I got 5 minutes. So as we're talking, before we left, I was like, oh, can I give you a kiss? Always ask for permission, guys. Always ask for permission. Like, can I give you a kiss? And he's like, yeah, sure. We had a kiss. Then within 2 days time, we were dating. And we didn't date for long. We went off, had different journeys, saw other people.
Yeah, we dated for we must have dated for like 2 weeks.
3 months.
Lloyd says 3 months, but
I think it was 3 months, but it wasn't actually dating, was it? It was just,
no, it wasn't.
Just like talking on BBM.
Yeah, and I feel like it's very easy when you're younger to be like, we're dating, but like you're not actually dating.
Yeah.
Like we didn't go on dates.
Yeah.
We didn't go on any dates.
So
did we?
Yeah, we went on one date to Nando's and I had to go to church after.
Yeah, tell them the story of Nando's, Lloyd. Go on.
I had to go to church.
No. Go. Yeah, you had to go to church.
God comes first.
But what?
So you can't say nothing about it, can you?
No, he does. For real, he does. But what happened on the date, Lloyd?
So we went Nando's and I remember we didn't have money. Working off EMA. So
he got EMA, I didn't.
Yeah, I got EMA. And I remember I bought a fresh pair of Stan Smith black and white kicks.
And he had a smart shirt on.
No, I didn't have a smart shirt on.
Yes,
I had a nice checkered Primark shirt. Obviously,
it was a smart shirt.
The way
and it's okay, it was a smart shirt.
We're from that generation of living within your means. So we lived within our means.
Yes, we did.
We went Nando's. And I remember I've never been Nando's for my life to that point.
No.
Yeah. That was my first time going Nando's.
Was that the first time I was in Nando's?
No, it wasn't. You've been before. And I remember you got a big fuck off meal, yeah.
Fuck off meal?
No, what fuck about? You got like a big meal. You got like a chicken wrap and something.
Yeah.
And I got myself the quarter chicken. And I remember it was so small. I remember when it came, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, yeah.
So we ate and I remember it was like,
sorry,
it was watch night. So it's not watch night. It's like the last service for the year. When they do the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and
I don't know why you.
I'm just saying, just because people don't know what I'm talking about. So we done that.
Just say the New Year service.
New Year's Eve service.
Why do you have to count?
I don't know. Is it New Year's service or New Year's Eve? I don't know. 5,
Why do you have to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
I don't know. So that happened,
Lloyd.
and after, yeah, like I told my mum I'll be back. I was like, Mum, I'm gonna be back. I'm just gonna visit my friend. And after when I went. And after I was seeing her, I looked at the time and it was like 9 o'clock, it was like 8 o'clock. And my mom said, you have to be back before 9:30 or else we're going to leave you. So I looked at the time, I calculated the time difference I'm going to get there. I was like, do you know what, cool. I'm going to have to leave you. I'm sorry. So I went away.
Right, let me explain.
I left her in the middle of the igloo.
Let me tell you what happened, right? So we had our first date at the O2, right? And Lloyd came in a corporate shirt and he's going to pretend...
Silly. I've got a picture, right? I've got a picture here. I've got a picture.
He's going to pretend. Lloyd's going to put it in the middle here. No, I want you to edit. I want you to edit it here.
They don't want to see it.
I want you to... You have to show it for context.
What people?
He's going onto his Facebook.
Yeah,
right.
Facebook.
Right. Okay, cool. So Lloyd was wearing his corporate shirt. And the thing is, I'm telling you this because Lloyd came in like a proper get-up, like a proper first date get-up, and then left me stranded. I had black tights on and black Air Force. That was my...
Air Force to a date? You trying to rob me?
That was my...
You want Air Force to a date?
That was my, go-to. Like, if I was going on a date, or I didn't even go on dates, but if I was going somewhere special, it would be a black tie and an Air Force.
Who the is that? Why am I tagged in this stuff? I'm sorry.
On her weight loss journey.
Okay. I was nothing
Brilliant.
for that.
Brilliant. So training for out the door.
Sorry.
Right. So yeah, we ate Nando's, whatever. And Lloyd literally didn't look up at me the whole time. Honestly, he was literally lipsing his Nando's rather than wanting to lips me. And I was just a bit confused because I was like, this guy did we kiss before that date?
Yeah, we did.
So this guy has asked my permission to kiss me, which means that I'm basically a princess, yeah, in a Disney film. And now he's not even looking at me while we're eating Nando's. And I was just a bit confused, really. And then when he did look up, he looked up to say, I've got to go. So I was left in O2.
This is the exact day.
Yeah, I want Lloyd to put it in. I want I want you to put this. Why did you go and get it? Then
I'm showing you.
I want you to put. Oh my goodness.
That's the exact day.
Oh my goodness.
That's the Nando's day. I think
Right.
I've got
So
pictures of my crepes as well.
So he left me in the O2, and you know how cold the O2 is. That was the loneliest ride home I've ever had. And yeah, so then after that, I got kicked out of college because I was a bad gal. It's not funny. It's actually not funny at all. But yeah, I got kicked out of college. So we basically just like lost communication with one another. And then I dated some other guy, my ex of ex, like not my ex before Lloyd. And that just went downhill very, very fast. And I was kind of in that mindset of like wanting a bad boy. You know, like when you're like, I'd say young, but there's still women now that like are attracted to bad boys rather than like the guys that will look after them. You know what I mean? And that could be seen as like a good guy or like a pathetic guy or whatever you want to call it. But I was literally in that phase of like, I want a guy that's going to keep me on my feet, you know? And Lloyd was like very like caring and very sensible. And like when you're in college and you've never been, like I said, around guys, like you're attracted to, you know, the guys that are not really going to give you that attention, you know? The guys that are going to keep you on your feet, the guys that are actually not going to reply to your messages. And you're like, oh, like it keeps you guessing. But I feel like when you're with someone who actually cares about you, you will never have to second guess. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what's important. Like being with someone who actually cares about you as a person, you know, and wants to do things that benefit you. And like, it's nothing like they're not getting anything back from it except for benefiting you, you know? And I had to learn that the hard way with Lloyd. So we lost communication and Lloyd went to uni. I didn't go to uni. And I remember us getting back into contact with each other and Lloyd just being this like...
It wasn't easy, I'll tell you that.
No, but like I feel like when we got back into contact with one another, the kind Lloyd that was in college was kind of different now.
Yeah, because I've been through... Do you know it's life? It's that life kind of shapes you. So
yeah,
you go through a lot of experiences and kind of like... So, for example, like if someone treats you bad, that's trauma. Yeah, that's important. Which you're going to inflict it to another person. Then inflict on another person.
Like you think to yourself, what is the point of me being nice when like people take?
That's not even that. It's like I just knew myself and I knew not to let anyone walk over me again. Yeah, so that's why again I was hostile again, and I was like, yeah, I'm not one to be played with. So not one to. That sounds like a threat. That sounds like I'm threatening. But it sounds like
you just didn't want to get your heart broken again.
I just want to play around, man. I don't want no one to come and mess my life up. I'm on a steady, what do you call it? I'm on a steady course. Like I'm in university now. Yeah. I'm trying to get a degree. I'm trying to do well for myself. So I don't want anyone, I didn't want any woman to come into my life and make things hard or make things difficult for me because, you know.
You worked so hard to get there.
Yeah, man. I don't want to be spun off that course. And
I hear you. So so when we got back into contact with one another, he wasn't that kind of like guy that I once knew. And I was like, oh my gosh, like Lloyd has actually grown into himself. And I remember when I reached out to Lloyd and I was like, yeah, I'm going to come to your uni. And he was like...
I was so confused because it's like...
Because I honestly...
for 5 minutes.
No, do you know what it is, yeah? Being with Lloyd and then not being with Lloyd and experiencing different guys and how they treated me and stuff like that. I was just like... Nah.
But you didn't know. But the thing is this, you didn't know.
I didn't know you.
Yeah.
And I felt like I missed out on getting to know you because I was, you know, like me, like after I got kicked out of college, it was kind of like, I was a bit like, oh, like that's attractive to me, like a bad guy in speech marks. And then I saw you living your life, doing great things on Facebook, and it was burning in my heart because I said, you know what? I could have been the girl. I could have been the person behind the camera taking that picture, but I've actually ruined my chances. So, like when we talk again, I used to be like, oh, I miss, you know, that Lloyd. I missed like how you made me laugh and stuff. I know we were only 16, but you know, I missed that. So, and I also was thinking like, I would never want it to be a thing where I'm like, oh, the one that got away, or the fact that I didn't get a chance to actually get to know you. So pride aside, put me pride aside, and I said, I'm gonna go get me man. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't even my man, but I was just saying that like I want to get to know Lloyd again. So like I said, reached out, I said I'm coming to Portsmouth, and Lloyd was just a bit like, all right, I don't believe you. And then I booked my ticket and just went, because obviously I was made of money. Who is pinging off my line? It's because I look so pretty on Instagram.
It's fun here.
It's because I look so pretty on Instagram.
You do look pretty.
That's my boy. So yeah, so I booked my ticket, went to see him, and he was again very, very hostile, very, very like kind of like, you're here to visit me, but I'm not really interested, which I completely understood. But in the moment, I was just like, this is heartbreaking, because when we were 16, like I felt like you were absolutely obsessed with me.
That's the problem with me. So I thought like,
it's not a problem.
Let me explain that. So I thought like back in the day, like my guys will tell you, my childhood friends like that I still talk to today, they'll tell you that back in the day, Lloyd used to love, and they used to call it a Ghanaian thing. Like I'll find a girl, I start talking to her, and I'll be more invested in a girl than she's invested in me. Yeah, and that's why I get my heart broken. Yeah. So that happened at least four. Every girl I spoke to until like second year, actually until first year of uni, until I went to uni, it was like I just had to like cut back a bit, because I was like, I don't want to get too invested because I don't want to get my heart broken again. And it's happened. I think second year is what made me realise that I don't want to get too invested. I don't want to get my heart broken again. Let me just play the ball like okay, like good in it. So that's why in college, when I was there in college, I was proper infatuated, like messaging you all the time, saying good morning, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Which is still fine, but obviously don't overdo it. Like I felt like I was overdoing it. So
no, I don't feel like he was overdoing it.
Kind of burnt me.
No, I don't feel like he was overdoing it. I just feel like you're
not on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Fine, like I wasn't matching your love that you was giving me.
It's not love. I think it's like
okay.
I think it's more.
It wasn't love.
I mean, but I don't know if it wasn't love, because it's like
we were so young.
We didn't get to know. We didn't get to know each other. It's like I think it's more of like invested in a relationship. Let's be honest.
I'm kidding, babe. I'm just kidding.
Like how invested were you in a relationship? And for me, I was more invested.
Yeah.
Relationship with you.
Yeah.
Even to the point where I remember one day I was like, I messaged you, and I was like, oh, I got a free day here. That sounds bad, but I got a free day here. Let me come and check you, innit? And I remember I messaged you, and you was like, I'm not leaving the house today. I'm just gonna chill at home. Then I remember on Facebook, I see you, right? I'm out shopping with your ex, and obviously I remember we were dating that time. I remember seeing that, and I remember saying to myself, what the fuck? And because I was so invested in a relationship, I didn't want to ruin anything.
I didn't cheat, guys.
I didn't want to. What's the word I'm looking for? I didn't want to step on your toes. So I just left it as that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to argue. I didn't like arguments. I didn't like confrontation. But it's like I said, experiences shape you. So as I got older and stuff, I'm in college. I'm in secondary school, second year uni. Like you wouldn't do that. You would never do that to me, because if that was the case, I would be like, nah.
Yeah, you cut me off.
No, I'm not trying to be. It sounds like I'm being controlling, but it's like. I'll probably talk to you. I'll probably communicate that and be like, oh, so,
yeah.
You know
what I mean? Because in uni, like I said, you had grown into yourself and like had more confidence and knew what you liked and knew what you wanted to spend your time on and stuff like that. So it was different, and that's what I think was an eye opener for me, because I was like, I remember when I got there, all his friends were there, like all your friends were at your house, right? And they were all like watching, like laughing with Lloyd, and they were like, oh my God, you're so funny, and I was like, Lloyd is actually somebody. Not that I didn't think he would ever be, but it was just like...
That sounds rude.
No, but do you know what I mean? Do you get what I mean?
Okay, you mean.
Like, I just saw him in a completely different light, and I was like, he was so confident, and I was like, oh my God, I love this for you. You know what I mean? And I was just thinking, it made me just even more attracted to you, because I was just like, wow, like, not only are you a loving person, but, you know, you just have a good circle around you.
Okay, this
as
is
well.
the question I've got for you now. So if you came uni and no one loved me, there was no one in my house, or just me in my room playing PlayStation or writing a essay, you wouldn't feel the same way?
Of course I would.
No, but he said people love me, so
No, I mean as in like in college, right? Obviously we were young, right? So in college, you were very like, you had your friends, but I didn't see that side of you. That's what I'm saying.
because you know why?
I didn't see that side of you because
we're trying to do a secret
yeah,
relationship.
we were. And also I wasn't in college long enough to experience that side of you.
And plus,
And
there's too many people. There's too in your case. There was too many. It's gonna sound like we're both cheating, but it was not the case.
yeah.
There was too many men and there was too many women.
Yeah.
For us to like. Obviously, we're young.
Yeah.
We're not, like we didn't know we was gonna get this
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
So we had to go out there and explore. So
Yeah.
you know, love brought us back. God brought us back.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
So it was really nice. And I remember I kept on going back to Portsmouth, and like I just felt like it was hard to break down that wall with you because I know that you didn't trust me, and I completely understood. And I remember like even us sleeping in I need to stop laughing like that. Even us sleeping in bed together. Lloyd thinks I'm going to say something outlandish, but even us sleeping in bed together, there wasn't even any cuddles or anything. Like there was just a bit like we were both just like in the bed. You know what I mean? So that's when I knew that like Lloyd it was going to take a lot to like get Lloyd to be my boyfriend again. And I remember once when we went to the beach, and I was like, I said something to Lloyd. I put my hand around him or something, and you said something like, "Oh, like we're not together."
You didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You did. You made it out. You made it out. Yeah. I don't know why you're looking at my hand. You made it out like we weren't a unit, and I just thought we were getting on that road to being a unit.
I mean,
he just crashed
at that
my
point
bridge.
we weren't, and obviously there was even certain. Do you know what it is? Like I said to you, my guard was always up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm fine.
I'm just trying to.
I know, but I mean, like I was saying, my
What's
guard was always up. So even another
Can I get
instance
back
was
to you?
this. I remember when shout out to one of my best friends, Amal.
Oh, Ma, we love you.
She organised a date night with ACS, yeah. And I remember this was like what's up with you? It was like the first night.
I'm laughing because that night was just funny. Like it was just funny.
It didn't make sense. So
it didn't make sense as to why we were there.
That night, we
went to support Amal.
Amal invited us. She was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, come to my date night." Really didn't know who Amal was. I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll come, but I'm not gonna get involved like that." So when I'm there, I've gone in and she's given me the pamphlet and she stuck my name down, ripped my name, stuck on my shirt. Rhea's got the same treatment as well. So we're playing date night and like playing it, you know. So we're having a date night. All my friends are there. Everyone's there. We're sitting on tables, jump on table. And I remember Rhea was always sat next to me on every single table. So I remember she was sat like literally right next to me. And I heard a guy say, "Oh, can I have your number?" And Rhea gave her a number. So I looked at the table and I was like, "Huh?" And I still had my date in front of me. So when we switched over again.
Bear in mind, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. Can I just add?
Yeah.
We're not boyfriend and girlfriend
So we
at this
switched
point.
over tables and this time was me and Rhea on the table. So I was talking to her, I was like, "Why'd you give me your number?" She goes, "Because you're not my man." So I said, "Okay, cool. If that's the case, then yeah, don't sleep in my bed then. Don't come to my house then." And after, obviously we kissed and made up and stuff. And,
Yeah. But to be honest, I gave that guy my number because I was actually intimidated.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's why.
Yeah.
Like I was intimidated. I didn't know what to do. So I was just like, let me just give him my number. And I actually don't think I gave him. No, I did give him my proper number because I was just scared. Anyway, so that happened, and I think that was again an eye opener because it was like, what are we doing here? I mean, there was no pressure to become boyfriend and girlfriend, but it kind of just made me think like, what are we doing? Do you know what I mean? And we dated for like 9 months.
Mm-mm.
I was back and forth in Portsmouth.
Mm-mm.
Okay, how long was it, Lloyd?
I think it was like 6.
It felt like 9.
Because 9 months we went on holiday. Not holiday, that sounds funny. 9 months we went on our first away trip together.
Awesome.
Yeah. Because we started speaking in March.
Well, it must have been like 7 months because I remember thinking like we've been dating for a while, like seeing each other for a while. And this is another amazing topic that I want to talk about quickly because so many people, I think, always look at like numbers and like the duration of things. And I feel like you need to get to know each other in different seasons of your life before getting into a relationship. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert, guys. I'm not an expert. I'm not. Like, me and Lloyd have our issues when we have our issue. I mean, we don't really, because we're a match made in heaven. Oh, me baby. We laddie don't know it all. I'm so stupid. No, but I'm no expert. But I think that a lot of the time, people think, and I used to do this. I used to be like, okay, cool. Like, we've been dating for 3 months. Like, why has he not asked me to be his girlfriend? Or we've been dating for why isn't this not happening? And it's like, just because you've been dating for like a long period of time, and I say a long period of time because what does that even mean? It doesn't mean that these things need to happen. You know what I mean? Like, you need to know each other through different seasons. When I say different seasons, I'm talking about you do not get to know someone fully until you don't have money or someone hasn't died, or do you get what I mean?
Lost a job or something.
Yeah, you haven't lost a job. Like, you have to, I feel like you need to go through like different stages of life to experience one another properly. Because cool, when we were both working and we had money and and the freedom, that's easy. It's easy to date. We can go wherever we want. We don't have kids, we don't have bills, we don't have, like, we have the freedom to do these things, right? When one of us isn't working for a long period of time and the other person has to kind of like support that person, that is when you're gonna learn like how each other, how you are.
Even down to like obviously you can have a job and stuff, even down to like stressful situations where you don't actually like your job, and your partner's having to stick through it or something like that, and every day you're having to vent, or she's having to vent, vice versa. Are you gonna be there for them? Like, even where it's like stuff that they want to do, like for example, might be, I don't know if it's off topic, but I'm a big wrestling fan. Some days I have to sacrifice me staying up until like 5 a.m. to watch wrestling, and the next day wake up and rest before. Do you know where I'm coming from? Like, is your missus gonna be there for you and be like, okay, cool, you can watch that? Or
you can
judge
rest.
you, like, it's just there's a lot. It's
a lot of compromising. It's a lot of compromising, and I feel like sometimes people are just ready to just like throw the whole thing away because of like one person isn't working, or like, I don't know, like, I just feel like there's so much that happens in life, and there's so many things that a lot of us can't control. And I feel like there's so much pressure, and sometimes the most pressure comes from your partner, where you're thinking, I need to stick out this job because my girlfriend's not going to be happy with me not having money. And I just feel like that is not fair in a way, you know? Maybe it's because we were young and we were living at home, so it's a bit different. But I just feel like when I look at relationships sometimes, I feel like there's so much more that's going to happen in the future. Yes, and these kind of things are like little minuscule things that you could actually just communicate over and just be like, if you love someone, support what they're doing because you love them and you would want them to be happy, and them chasing that dream or whatever the case is, makes them happy. So I just feel like that has made me like us dating for a while, and because we were dating and then I lost my nan and my job on the same day. And I remember literally just thinking like, my life is over. Like, literally, what is life? Like, obviously I knew I hated my job. I absolutely hated my job. And my nan was sick. But when these things clash together on the same day, it's just like, how am I supposed to navigate the both of them? You know what I mean? And I remember Lloyd like hugging me every single night and being like, it's okay, cry, it's okay, where can I help you? And me thinking, oh my gosh. And he wasn't even my boyfriend then.
I don't know.
I don't think you were my boyfriend then. And I remember just thinking like, wow, like this guy actually loves me and actually cares about me. And he would come home from having lectures all day, and bring me like a sausage roll and and snacks and stuff, and be like, do you want me to buy? He'd buy me magazines. Do you remember?
I think so. I didn't even know.
He used to buy me like bare stuff, like from coming home from uni. And he's the one who's actually done the education. I've done nothing. I've actually sat in the house, not even kept his bed warm because, do you know what I mean? I don't even know. I was doing nada credada.
I did come home to food, like majority of the time.
When did I cook?
They remember you cooked a few times in Portsmouth.
What did I cook? Like, I cooked a very salty lasagna. Do you remember?
I forget like mac and cheese. The uni package.
That. Oh,
the uni package, and like sometimes lasagna like come to food, isn't it? So you know.
Yeah, but I'm saying that like the way that you thought of me.
Always, because like you're not you wasn't just any like waste. You know what I mean? You were something to me in it. So
yeah.
That's why I was doing it.
I know. You don't have to explain. I know, but you can tell that I hadn't experienced that before you. You know what I mean?
I haven't experienced that before.
Yeah,
as well, so.
yeah. So it was.
It's the first for everyone, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? And a lot. So
before someone snips that and puts that on things, says, "Oh, this is a man that doesn't love you."
Yeah, you see, you can't trust black men. That's what they'll say. They'll make a thread. Yeah. So I feel like that's how we've really got to know each other properly inside and out. And I remember even before we got together saying to my friend Yasmin, like, I'm gonna marry this man.
Shout out to Yasmin.
Shout out to Yasmin. Yeah, you're a legend. She'll be cringing right now because she'll be thinking, don't say my name, please. But yeah. So we so that is literally like our story, really. What else?
That's it, really.
Do you want to say when we got engaged, or you don't want to talk about that?
I don't want to share that. Okay.
Why?
Yeah, we proposed to my lovely wife here.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally
2018.
Yeah. And we didn't get married until like literally last year.
Yeah.
Circumstances, and obviously I wanted COVID as well. I wanted to make it special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got engaged, then we had the kids, and then we got married. And that's another thing that I think sometimes people feel like
marriage shouldn't change your relationship.
No.
Like, that's one thing we gotta get straight. Marriage shouldn't change your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one, you should always know your partner. You should. It's best to know your partner inside and out before you marry them, because you might marry a witch or a wizard. You never know. You might marry a monster. So I say, don't rush into it. Know your partner inside out.
And marriage isn't the end goal. And marriage is not a personality.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not the end goal, and it's not a personality trait. Like, it's actually okay. You don't need to get married because it's not that deep. I think, and this is why we've kept things so quiet, because it's like everyone always has an opinion of everything. Like, I used to always get DMs like, "Are you and Lloyd married? Do you even wipe your bum?" And you'll come to ask me stupid questions. What business is it of you if I'm with Lloyd for 25 years and not married? Like, it's my life. And I think this is what's so jarring about marriage and how long you should wait and I mean, everybody has their own plan for what they want for their lives. I'm not saying that, you should stick around and be with a man for 20 years and not get a ring. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like, if that's your life, like, and that's your life, you don't need to project your stupidity onto other people. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to stay around and be with someone for 3 years and then ask for a ring, that's up to you. Don't be coming to question people who have been dating for 10 years and be like, "Where's your ring?" Instead of you to face your front. Because it's got nothing to do with you. And also, what is that? Like, the end goal being, like, because then they get married and then what? They're married, they're miserable, they hate each other, but they're married on paper. Oh my gosh.
Hence why I said you need to get to know your partner.
Yeah.
Like, before you do what you want to do, because you never know what.
And in different circumstances as well, like I said.
A lot of, like, obviously, I'm not trying to point any fingers, but a lot of women like to be treated like princesses. Are you ready for that? A lot of men like to be treated like kings. Yeah. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
A lot of women love luxury. Are you ready for that? A lot of men like to, have a high sex drive. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
So it's just getting to know your partner, getting to know what you're about. And even, do you know what actually changes you is kids, bruv. Parenthood changes you rather than marriage. Marriage doesn't really, because then again, I feel like marriage is just a celebration of love, right? And just having a paper as well. So
yeah.
Like, it's the kids, bruv. Because there's times where we'll test you. Like, there's times where, like, you'll do something, you're like, "Am I doing the right thing?" Or, "Am I a good
you
parent?"
will question yourself
You
all the time.
always question yourself. 24/7, you always question yourself. So
yeah.
That's what's I feel like that's where your life will change.
Yeah.
Like,
and I feel like that's shaped us even more.
Yeah. And you can never be ready for it, because, like, you and your missus can be the best friend. Like, this is gonna sound mad, but you and your missus can be the best of friends. But when that kid's involved, or the first, it shakes the table. Yeah, it does. It's your card table. Yeah. Let's keep it real, Lloyd. Yeah. It's your card table, because I was coming from a place where, and Lloyd probably is feeling uncomfortable. Me. What are you talking about? I was gonna say that, like, when we had our first son, look at his face. When we had our first son, Lloyd, stop looking at me. When we had our first son, it was
difficult because I was coming from a place where it's like, oh my gosh, I've had the baby and I'm going through X, Y, Z, and like I wasn't really thinking about Lloyd, to be honest. I wasn't, because I was focusing on the baby, you know? And Lloyd had to go back to work. So he was missing out on all the firsts and all the special stuff. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, we lost communication. Can you say we did?
Yeah, look.
We lost communication. I was living with my mum. Lloyd was living with us in my mum's house. So he was also out of his space.
It's crazy because I was back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's like...
We didn't have our own space.
We were basically homeless.
Yeah.
So... obviously going back and forth. And after,
No, we wasn't homeless.
No, not homeless. No,
we wasn't homeless.
We had a home. That's stupid.
We wasn't homeless. We were just back and forth from Lloyd's mum's house to my mum's house. Yeah. And like we didn't have our own space. So having our second has really shaped us because we are able to be like have our own space and do things under our own like from our own minds on our own, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, we lost communication because it was like, this is all new to me and this is all new to Lloyd as well. And I think I say this to every single woman that's like with their partner and whatever. I always say like, communicate with your partner, ask him if he's okay, because it's also really hard for the man as well, because they're looking at you thinking, oh my gosh, she's a pro at this. And do you know what I mean? They're looking at you thinking, oh, she's a pro at this, and like I don't know where to put myself, and it's hard to navigate that new relationship because it's like we've got this baby who takes up so much of our time now. Where are we gonna find the time to like for us, you know? And like everything changes. Everything changes. Like after we had our first son, like I didn't really want to be touched a lot. I didn't really want to talk. You know, I just kind of just focused on raising that child. And I think looking back, like I still to this day, I say to Lloyd, I'm sorry about that, mate. I'm sorry about that. Because it was a hard time, you know? And I just think that, like, I remember my cousin saying to me, like, stick together. And I used to be like, me and Lloyd got to stick together. We're besties. Like, oh, duh.
Yeah, my mum said that.
Yeah, but it's so true. Like, even when you're both tired and you're frustrated with each other, talk about it. Like if I was annoyed about something that Lloyd did, like you didn't change his nappy properly, like for example, voice that. Because then you open up a conversation to be like, I'm trying, you're trying, let's try and do this together. And then that's how you get into like a routine of like, okay, cool, you'll stay with the baby for 4 hours tonight and then I'll go to sleep. And then, do you know what I mean? When you kind of lose communication, then you kind of feel like I need to do this all on my own. And then, do you know what I mean? And like, you haven't really communicated how he's feeling as well, because your feelings are valid 100%.
And I also feel like,
but so is his feelings.
Feel like this is so even when we did have our first child, I feel like he's more closer to you because you spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah.
And the second one, he's more close to me because I literally
basically Lloyd did nights did the nights every single night with him.
Like I mean, even days where I wake up and he's on my chest.
Yeah.
Like at night, so it's like we kind of got close like that, and it's just weird how because of that it happened. Because imagine if it was that way. Imagine if we had both our kids and we're living together. Yeah. How would it be?
Yeah.
I think that would probably be worse.
Yeah.
At the first, so yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's. I feel blessed that we were able to stay with your mum and stay with my mum. Do you know what I mean? Because we had the support from both of our mums and dads. And it's like with COVID as well, like I'm so thankful for COVID, because not thankful for COVID, that sounds crazy. No, but the positive coming from COVID, is that we got to spend time with Lloyd's mum, and like Lloyd's mum
and your mum too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, because your mum was off work, and obviously I think my mum could still work from home or whatever. Because your mum was off work, it's like we had that really full on time, and she could spend time with like us, the boys, the boy, when we only had one. But so yeah, it was like really intimate and like really like nice to see that she could be part of that as well. So yeah, I just think it's a lot, that first that child, and like the sleep, how you're deprived from sleep, and just trying to navigate this new life, because you're in a bubble but you're not in a bubble, if that makes sense. Like the world is still going on and you have to like navigate this new world. Can you just pass me my phone please so I can look at the questions? Thank you. Someone said, how have you both felt about losing your old lives to parenthood?
I feel no way. I feel absolutely no way. I feel like having that feeling of coming home after work, or having that feeling of waking up in the morning and seeing your kids smile and saying daddy, or just chilling with him it's nothing compares, man.
Yeah.
Obviously there's times where I'm like, cool, I wish I could just jet off to like LA for an extra 2 weeks or a month or something, but like there's other stuff to do. There's there's nothing takes. I'm sure you ask every parent that, like, nothing really is timeless. But as that,
and also it's just different now. Like we just have to organize ourselves better, like because me and Lloyd still, like I said in the last podcast, like we still take the time to have that time together. It just takes more planning, and you just have to lean on the people who are around you to support you with, like, watching the kids or whatever the case. Sorry, I just burped. And I also think if we didn't have kids, we'd be saying we want kids.
I don't think we'd be saying,
but that would be the next thing. We'd be like, when are we having kids? Isn't it? If we didn't have the kids. So it's like, you would forever be in that, like, oh, like, what's next? Like, are we going to have kids, whatnot? And for me, I used to miss my old life. I used to miss the freedom. But then I had, the way I used to see life was so minimal. Like, it was so, like, there wasn't much to life for me, you know? Whereas now that I've got the boys, I'm really looking at the world differently. I'm really looking at, like things that I used to just do are just not important anymore to me. Like, the importance of life has just been, like, tripled since having the boys. So yeah, and like Lloyd said, like, when you wake up and you see the kids and they're just so happy to see you, and that is what I love about being a parent. Like, no matter what you're going through, them two will always love you. They will always be happy to see you.
I mean, I hope
they better.
Yeah,
I'm joking. They will. They love us. But yeah, like, even when you're sad, like, now my 3-year-old will be like, it's okay, mummy, like, you'll come and hug me, and like, if he like hits you by accident or something, he'll be like, sorry. Like, he's very caring and understanding. It's just so sweet just to see them grow into little people. It's crazy. So no, I don't miss my old life, because, like I said, even though this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, there was no, like, substance to my life really until I had the boys, you know. Next question. When I'm the one who does the most with my 18-month daughter, how do you make time for intimacy? Sorry to be inner, but I find it so hard to be. So she's basically done the question like this. Like, she said sex.
So I answered.
No. She started here and then finished here, and then that's the bit.
Okay, read it.
So she said, sex. How do you make time for intimacy? Sorry to be inner, but I find it so hard to be aroused when I'm the one who does the most with my 18-month daughter. If this doesn't get answered, I understand.
Communication. And planning.
I completely understand where she's coming from.
I get where she's coming from.
I completely understand. Like, not like, and do you know what it is, right? Sometimes it will literally be 8 a.m. and I'm all touched out. It'll be 8 a.m. and I'll be thinking, get them off me now. I want to run away. Literally. Like, can you stop touching me? Like, my 3-year-old will literally just be like this. We'll be watching Bluey.
Oh,
sorry, babes.
Wow.
Sorry.
My gosh.
It's so sharp, baby.
Probably me on my
sorry. Listen, my 3-year-old will be watching Bluey and have his hands down the back of my top, or be like playing with my ear, and I'm just literally like, can you literally get off me? Like, I can smell your morning breath. That's how early it is. Leave me alone. So I completely understand that, like, not feeling aroused feeling, you know? For me, I think that sometimes I don't want to be touched by Lloyd. Like, Lloyd knows. We're just being honest on this podcast, aren't we? Because I've just, like I said, I've been touched out. I'm so tired by the end of the day that I'm just literally like, Lloyd, I will go to bed for dinner. Like, I'm exhausted. But then I had to really, I don't know what clicked in my mind. I don't know if when we got married and Lloyd was just looking so sharp in that suit. But are you tired?
I think so, but it's fine.
Really?
I'm laughing at what you said.
Oh. So Yeah, so then I always used to, I think to myself, like, I really love this man. How can I show this man that I love him? And I think, let's have another baby. I'm joking. No, I think, like, let's get it on.
I don't need to sing that.
Oh, babe, let's get it on. No, I just think that you have to know each other's love language as well. Lloyd's love language is physical touch.
Oh, yeah.
And is it words of affirmation?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's words of affirmation and physical touch. Lloyd loves to be touched, and he's looking at me now, touching him.
Don't say that.
But he's pretending that he doesn't like it. But it's literally making him.
Don't say that.
You know what I mean?
Don't say that before I go in the street. Someone tries to touch my face.
No, but you like to be touched by the right people. I'm talking about.
What the
No, I mean by me.
Okay.
Your love language. Your love language from me is physical touch. No. Yeah. And what's mine?
Words of affirmation. You like encouragement and stuff.
And what else?
Don't know. Presents, gifting.
Actually, yeah, I do. Those are my two. So we have bumped heads. Not really like actually argued, but I have found it hard because I know that Lloyd is a toucher. But then when he doesn't touch me,
say that properly, man. Come
no,
on.
Lloyd likes to touch me.
Okay, I'm sure.
Lloyd likes to show his love. No, okay. Lloyd loves to show his love for me through touch. Is that better?
Okay.
So when we're in the kitchen or whatever, like I'll be doing the dishes, you know, as the wife I am, Lloyd will come and like touch my bum or hug me.
But I feel
he'll hug me. And then like there was times where I was like, oh, can you stop? Like I don't want to be touched, whatever. And he'd actually stop. And I'd be like,
okay,
what's going on here? It would make me feel like, hold on a second. Does Lloyd love me anymore? Even when he went to LA, I was like having to squeeze my own bum because I was like, where is Lloyd?
I feel like all men,
I
feel all us men live the same life. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like it's important. Do you know what it is? It doesn't make sense for you to be in the kitchen, you walk past me, don't touch your bum.
Yeah.
It's what it is, or even just give you a hug. Like, it doesn't, like, yeah, I think all men live the same life.
So how do we find time for intimacy?
We plan it and we talk, yeah.
Yeah, we actually do plan it. Do we plan it?
We've got kids now, we have to plan it. It doesn't, like, you can't just rock up and the kids just say, that's disgusting.
Yeah,
so you've got to plan it and you got to talk and find out if both you guys are on it.
Yeah, but Lloyd, like, for example, right, like, I'm trying to be more touchy-feely because, like, I know, like I said, it's his love language, right? And, like, sometimes I'll come and I'll kiss him and he'll be like, what?
If you stopped here...
He'll be like, what? And I'm like, I love you.
The way you paused, I said sometimes after I was like, okay, cool. And then you said the next thing. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, you thought I was talking about camming.
Okay, next thing.
The camjing. Okay. We have kids, Lloyd.
I know.
It's not that deep and we're married. Who cares if we're not even married? We have kids.
Okay, cool.
We have shown that you have done the good deed twice.
Cool.
And created two little people. Look, he's moving on. And talking of, I know people want me to, I just spot everywhere. I know what people want me to talk about when Lloyd's mom, basically, Lloyd's mom. He's had enough. Lloyd's mom, was asking us like, when are we having kids? Was this before we had?
No, this is no. Say the full story. I think it's a case of when you expecting the first.
No. This was before I got pregnant the first time.
Okay,
your mum asked me. Yeah, but you're butting in. Okay. I had a conversation with your mum, between me and your mum. Anyway, and look at me sharing it on the podcast. Lloyd's mum was like to me, like, you know, hello, I want some grandkids. And I was like, ha ha ha, because I feel so awkward. I don't feel awkward anymore talking about sex because look at the two little kids that run around. So I was actually doing that awkward giggle. And then she was like, looking at me, like, waiting for the answer. And I was like, soon? And she was like, but are you having regular sex? And I said, sorry? I said, Mom, stop it. And then I made up some excuse as to where I needed to go. I just left. And then when we had the first, I was due. And, like, obviously, like, what was happening? We were coming up to my due date. And Lloyd's mum was like, you know, you got to get it on. You got to get it on so that the baby will come out. And again, awkward giggle as if I wasn't already pregnant. And then she was saying to Lloyd, like, no, you need to do your deed. Wasn't she? Yeah. So yeah, that was that. And then obviously after we had the first, she was asking us again, like, do you guys have regular sex? And I was like, Mom, I don't know what you were talking about. Like, sex? What? Sex? What's that? I'm a virgin. Even though I just already had my first child. But it's just so funny because she just doesn't care. And like, even now, like when she says about us having a girl, she was telling me like, oh yeah, apparently if you put your legs up like this, and I was like, can you not? Like, I feel so awkward, but it's true life. Like, I feel like we should stop making that such a thing. I remember when my mum actually told me my sisters about sex. We're gonna go soon. Are you tired?
No, it's fine.
We haven't had dinner, guys.
No, talk.
No, but if you want dinner,
It's fine. No,
I can make you a nice fish finger sandwich, baby.
I don't want that. It's fine. Let's talk. Yeah, but
I remember when my mum.
People gonna think I'm bored. I'm not bored, man. I'm just.
No, I know you're not bored. I know you're not, but you might be hungry.
It's fine. I can wait. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember when my mum first spoke to me and my sisters about having sex, yeah? And I remember we were going over the hill near my old house, and my mum goes, so sex? And I thought, oh my God. I wanted to literally, randomly, my mum used to always randomly bring up.
There was no context.
No. I think we were talking about boys, but I don't think we were talking about sex, because we wasn't really talking about sex. But my mum always used to bring up the conversation in the car, like, and that's what I rate about my mum, is that she used to just make it like, what did you have for breakfast? Like, it was very, very like calm, you know? And she would always ask it where you couldn't jump up the car, because I was just ready to just A40, I'm jumping out. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing this, mum. So she was like, so sex is very nice, but it has to be with the right person. And I always used to think like,
that's the best way to put it though.
Yeah, but I always used to think, if this isn't the right person, it's going to be awful sex. But I didn't really put two and two together. And I was just like, okay, mum. And she was like, if you're going to just do it with the right person. And I was like, mum, I rate you. You know what I mean? But I feel like I'm going to have that approach with the boys when I talk to them about it. Because no, you know? I don't want them to be out here just doing it willy-nilly. And someone comes to knock on the door to say, I'm pregnant. And I've never even met her in my life. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's so interesting that we're gonna have to have. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm getting upset. Even though the kids are 3 and 1. Anyway, next question.
Yeah, next question. Yeah.
Let's roll through these. Look at Lloyd. Your next question. I want to eat my meatballs.
What the hell?
Meatballs as in food. Lloyd, not everything's about sex. When did you feel ready to get married? Was there pressure after having children to be married?
No. I don't know.
Is that how you're going to answer the question?
As in no.
No, there was no pressure.
And what's the other one?
Was it, as you said, was there pressure about getting married after having kids?
No.
We were engaged before having kids.
Yeah,
so we already knew we were gonna. We already knew we were gonna get married. We already knew that we wanted it to be really small. We already knew.
Want to be intimate.
Lloyd already knew that I wanted to have like we already wanted to have kids. Like I already said, like once we're engaged, it's on. Do you know what I mean? And I got pregnant in 2019 because I said, yeah, the ring is hanging. So I'm just going to get my bling on. You know what I mean? Lloyd was, anyway. So yeah, no, there was no pressure. No, there was no pressure. Like our parents are both married. They never made us feel like there was pressure to get married. Like I said, we were dating and just living our lives and having a best time, making memories. And there was never like, oh my gosh, we need to get married. I did say to Lloyd though, after 5 years, I want to be engaged.
I didn't say
that. What?
I didn't say that because I already knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah, but we were engaged when it hit that anyway. So yeah, there was no pressure. And the reason I said like 5 years was because I knew that I wanted to like get these kids out me nan. Do you know what I mean? So I was just ready. And I feel like to be engaged, I wanted to be engaged because I felt like it was the next step in our relationship. Not necessarily to be like married. Because I said to Lloyd, like, when we get engaged, we can be engaged for years. Yeah. And we were, you know, and there was no pressure of like, we're going to do this massive wedding. And the way we got married was absolutely perfect. It makes me teary-eyed when I think of it because it was absolutely incredible. We had all our loved ones there. Our kids were there. It was just absolutely incredible. And I want to go back to that day. Like, it was amazing. Our honeymoon was amazing. It was just fantastic. We just had a great time.
It was very good.
And like I said, it made me love Lloyd even more. Not that I could anymore anyway, but you know what I mean. So yeah, next question. Funny stories of you two, plans for the future, typical day.
So is that 3 questions in one?
3 questions in one. So
funny
do you want to talk about our typical day?
Yeah.
What's our typical day now? Go on.
Mommy, I want porridge.
Yeah.
So you have to make him porridge.
Yeah.
You come to bed at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Make porridge. Actually, before we make the porridge, we just chill in bed.
Yeah.
Try and get a bit more sleep in.
Yeah.
Whilst he's watching Octonauts or
Bluey.
Bluey or what else is there? PJ Masks or one of the shows.
Yeah.
And when he's hungry, he'll be like, Mommy, I want porridge. So after I'm going to make the porridge, the second one wakes up and he's screaming daddy from the top of his...
Literally, the moment he wakes up, he's calling for Lloyd.
So I got to grab him out, put him out, and he goes and chills. Make the porridge, they eat the porridge.
Yeah, we bring their table upstairs because our downstairs is really, really cold. So we have to both like bring up the porridge and we take it in turns to do it. So like we alternate. So one day it will be me, one day it will be Lloyd. Yeah. So that the other person can just rest or brush their teeth and do whatever they need to do.
Yeah. So at like 7 o'clock we get ready. We drop the kids to school. Yeah. And we start work at like 9ish. Yeah. 9, 10ish. Yeah. For me it's like 10. Yeah. 9. Yeah. Then we just start our day, and after I'm counting on the time. If I'm working from home, I'm counting on the time, and waiting for like 7, like 5, not 5, 6 or 7. Yeah. Yeah. Then kids go to bed. But it's like, it's hard because as I'm doing work, like the young one wants to play. So I'll try and give him like 30 minutes, play with cars with him or read a book with him or just play wrestling toys with him. Yeah. He'll just get tired and just go to bed. Or sometimes he just wants to sit on my lap.
But every day looks different sometimes. Like if sometimes you've got to shoot, sometimes I go into the office. Like it's just different. Like we just literally tag team all day long. And that's our typical day. The kids go to bed at 7. And then we have a debrief, like I said in the last podcast. We just have a moment to just be like, how are you? How was your day? Like, what's going on? Da, da, da. Did you see that on TikTok? Do you know what I mean? We'll have that chat. That's our typical day. Plans for the future. We want like 4 more kids in the next 4 years. We're just gonna bang them out, just like bang, 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 bang. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Plans for the future. I want Rhea to be I want to push Rhea to the next level. I want Rhea deserves her flowers, and do you know I want to put this there in it. So there's one thing that's annoying me on YouTube right now. It's like
I'm losing. Whenever
hold on. I don't know what's going on. YouTube needs to fix this up. Or
I need to shut up.
Whatever you guys are doing, I don't know what it is. Whenever Rhea drops a brand new video, for example, this video comes out right now, she loses followers. It's like, do you guys want Rhea to drop videos? I don't know. Like, people unfollow.
But I'm losing like hundreds of subscribers. So I remember there was a time all the time.
We started doing like the Love Island stuff and stuff before that. Not even on Love Island stuff, but after you came back from YouTube after a long hiatus. Yeah. Whenever you dropped a video, lose followers. I remember it was nearly on 80k. Yeah. And gone down, so now we're like 72, and it's like,
I was on 75.
What's happening? Yeah. So it's like whenever you drop videos, it keeps losing. So I don't know. YouTube, try and fix it. I don't know what's going on.
It's really frustrating because I'm trying to be consistent, and I really need you guys to make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. I know that people say that you should, like on their channel, whatever, but it's like really important to me. And I please click the bell
and also follow
so that you get a notification.
People listen to on Spotify and SoundCloud. Follow the SoundCloud, but all the other streaming platforms. Follow Rhea, man. Follow Rhea. Give her a rating and then drop a comment where you can in it.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Like
you get bare streams though.
It's nice.
Like 1,000 streams. That's good, man.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who listens and watches. And is always messaging me, just like the comments that you guys write to me are just so nice all the time. And like, I just really appreciate like the love that you guys show me. And you don't honestly know how much it means, because every day I'm questioning like what I'm doing. Like, is there a point? So you lot's like comments mean so much to me. I don't want to get upset.
Do you want to read some out?
No. Okay. The reason I don't want to read any out because I reply to as many as I can all the time. So like if you see that I've liked it or whatever, like that's me just saying thank you, without me having to write it. Funny stories of you two. Do you have any funny stories?
I got one stupid one. I think we had a night out. Went out. Now this is when we didn't have kids. Went a night out and was in the Shoreditch area, and he was like, the move we went to wasn't really busting like that. So it was like, you know what? We ain't got nothing on next day. Let's book a hotel. I remember we booked a hotel literally at like 10:30. Yeah. And
we went and bought Magnums.
That's not what's that day.
You see how we've done it? We've done this numerous.
So
like every time we went out on a Saturday night, we would book a hotel.
It's the last time we've done it. I think it's the last final time we've done it. So we booked the hotel and we booked the Versace one with the pool and that. And
oh my gosh.
When we're there, I was like, you know, Rhea, you go up, you put the stuff in the room, and I just go buy the toothpaste and the sponge or whatever. So in the morning we can just get fresh. We can refresh ourselves and go straight home. And I remember you were going to the room, and you called me. It's like, Lloyd, there's someone in our room. There's someone in our room. I told you there's someone in our room. She was literally, I opened the door and a woman screamed and she was nearly naked. And
she was naked.
She shut the door.
And she wasn't even sleeping on the bed. She was sleeping on the, you know, the chair that they put there for the suitcase. She was sleeping on that.
That's scary. So I was like, do you not wait for me, I'm coming in it. So we went down to the reception. We complained to the guy. I was like, listen, you've given us a room and there's someone in there. Like, what the fuck's going on? She goes, oh, sorry, I didn't. We should have checked. There's no one in there. Like, there should have been there was someone in there. We should have checked. We should have given it a fresh room. So cool. We was like, okay, cool. Let's go upstairs again. We put the key in again. Someone else is in that room as well. So I was like, what kind of operation you guys running here? Like,
yeah, how can you be given a spare key to a room that you've already booked out?
What the hell? So we was like, do you not forget, give us our money back.
Yeah.
We'll F off in it.
Yeah.
So they gave us our money back and was like, do you know what, should we just go home? At this point, I think it was like 11.
It must be like
going to
midnight.
12, going to midnight. I was like, should we just go home? It's like, no, just go to another one in it. So we went to another one and it was fine, but I don't feel like we had enough time to actually
it was like it was like a Premier Inn.
Yeah, a Holiday Inn or something. So I was like, it's just...
And we literally went to sleep and then we had to check out at like 10 or something like that.
It was very silly.
Yeah,
like.
It was literally wasted money.
But it was cheap though. Them times the hotels were cheap, like mad cheap. Like
it was like £70.
Yeah, and after now it's like hotels, you go to hotels like £200 for a shitty hotel.
It is. We used to do that all the time. Like we would literally go for drinks and be like, should we just stay at a hotel? Yeah. Because you just had the money like that, darling. Could never do that now, cost of living flip's sake.
And we got kids.
Now, so we don't need to do that. Yeah, we got our own bed. So yeah, that's a funny story. What's another funny story? That time when I fell downstairs in River Island. Also, that time when you fell on all fours in Oxford Street.
I've already said that story on my podcast.
That's so funny. That was so funny.
Said on the Things podcast and Rest Things. Yeah.
Last question. How do you manage 2 kids, day jobs, personal life, and chase your own ambitions all at once?
Is that from Mex?
Yeah, shout out Mex every single time. Thank you, Mex.
What was that again?
Okay. How do you manage 2 kids? Hold on. Manage 2 kids, day jobs, personal life, and chase your own ambitions all at once?
Only God. Only God.
How do we do that?
Only God. I don't know how we do it, but you know, it's just like, I feel like we're both hustlers. We've been hustling from early. So like, this is just like an extra hustle that we have to do. We're hustling because we want the best for our kids, innit?
We do. We want the best for our kids. We want the best for ourselves. And also, if we don't put the work in, who's gonna do it?
If we don't put the work in, we're not when we're to eat. So it's
yeah, but if we don't put the work in, then we only have ourselves to blame, because my content's not going to create if I don't do it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to find the time to do it. You find time for what you find is important, right? And my channel, my podcast is so important to me. It's they're my babies. So even if I take some time off, I'm trying to draft what I'm doing, you know? I'm constantly thinking, oh, what can I do? Can I put that on TikTok? Just constantly trying to think about what I can do with content and keeping it as raw as possible, because you can kind of see when people have lost that authenticity. Yeah. And I just don't want to ever be like that.
Yeah.
Or like get with a brand and then like I've completely lost what I'm talking about, you know? So it's important. And I feel like I said, we tag team the hell out of life. We do. You know? We constantly, like, if Lloyd's got something on, then I've got to take on the kids. If I've got to do something, then Lloyd will have to take on the kids. And like, when we don't have both kids, that's when we really work on what we're doing in our own personal life. I do my day job Monday to Friday. Sometimes I've got to go into the office. And the times, like my lunch break, I will take my son outside to play, or I'll try and like, I don't know, like draft something for my content. Or I'll try and film.
Even when you are looking. So I remember, big up my guy Drew. Me and Drew, I think we had our kids at the same time. So I think I was 2 months before he was I can't remember.
Yeah.
I remember we was on a shoot together and he was like, how's father with you? And I was like, bro, father's long. I can't do to get any work done in the morning and in the afternoon and stuff. But whenever I try to get work done, I get work done. He goes, bro, what I do is I try and put the kids to bed, make them have their nap. When they have their nap, I just smash through as much work as possible. I was like, okay, cool. So when he said that to me, that's always stuck with me. So even to this day, like as soon as the youngest one goes to bed, because he doesn't go to nursery or preschool at the moment, probably like stay and play. I just make sure I smash out as much work as possible. I put all my meetings within that time where he's going to bed. So I know he goes to bed at 11 and he wakes up at 2 or wakes up at 2:30. I make sure I put all my meetings within that time and I'm working, trying to smash out all the stuff within that time. So by the time he wakes up, it's just everything's just exporting, or I'm just like waiting for, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, if he does wake up, then I'll usually do his lunch and do everything, and then take him out for a walk or whatever. And then Lloyd will be able to have that time. Do you know what I mean? Or in the mornings, like if I can, or I'm off or whatever the case is, I will take him to stay and play or like a play group so that Lloyd can have that morning to like a couple of hours to work. You know what I mean? So it's just about like compromising, and also like on the weekends, on Sundays, we have like that time to kind of be together or do like housework, or because that's also a thing. Like, where do we find time to clean? Where do we find time to cook? Where do we find time to do all these things? So it's
even just find time just to catch up on stuff. So, for example, even now I find it hard to watch. Obviously, we got the podcast. Whenever we go to the podcast, we got to talk about what we've seen within that week. Yeah. So even finding time to watch wrestling is proper hard. Like today, I'm watching Monday Night Raw, like Raw from Monday, and I'm watching it. My son just turns off the TV, so I've just missed the opportunity now. He completely switched the whole, off, and it's the whole TV off. I've now got to turn on the TV, watch it back, and so I was like, do you not forget it. When he goes to bed, I'll watch it. Or when he naps, I'll watch it. So it's like finding that time to like. It's a lot of stop and starting, don't you think? Well. Even the PS5, like I don't play PS5. I haven't played. Yeah. I remember last time I played WWE 2K23. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's just don't you feel like it's a lot of stop and starting? Like you'll start something and then you have to like go and do something else, and then you have to come back to it, and then that's basically what we do. We get there in the end. Obviously, I'm trying to be PC with a lot of stuff I'm watching. So even simple thing like watching like a series, and the series got swearing in it, or a series has got like blood or some sort of like nudity or something, I have to wait. It comes on the screen, I'm like, oh damn, I'll switch the channel. Yeah. I have to wait until he goes to bed. So even when I go watch it again, it's like, have I seen this part already? Yeah. Then you have to go watch the whole thing. You're playing catch up. Then obviously he wakes up again. And it's like, but I'm not complaining. It's moments. It's moments like this where I'm just like, this is it, man. It's the real deal. And the kids won't always be small like this, you know. There'll be times when we're like in our 50s and we'll be on a cruise. I can't wait to that thing where my mom and dad used to say to me where they'll knock on my door and I just open the door and look at me. Yeah. Then they'll close the door and walk out. Yeah. Just check up. I do that now, to be honest. Like I'll just look at them and I'll just walk away. It's like, it's funny. Yeah. So. Yeah. We're turning into our parents, you know what I mean? But that's all the questions, babe. Okay, that's good. Thank you for coming back. I live here. Stop saying that. People keep quoting it. It's not funny. But this is when the likes are here and everything is connected, we're in the podcast, you know? Okay. Even if we're in the house. Thank you very much. But shout out Lloyd every single time. What's this? You're gonna hug me or something? The light of my light. You can hug me. Because last time I said you can kiss me, you never kiss me. Give me a kiss. I'm alright. For the camera, go on. Okay. The people want it. They said. Okay. They can't hear you. They said that they want it. That's why. He's trying to distract me so I don't give him PDA. And I know when we come for the camera, he's gonna be like, what all that? Like he was talking. Okay. What all that he was talking? Come on then, give me a kiss on the lips then, and then I'm gonna say to him, baby, I love you. Hold me closer. Okay. Hold me closer and tiny dance. Close the podcast, please. Everybody's on the highway. That's me itching my ass. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. And please subscribe, man. Can you let me do my outro? Please subscribe, man, and make sure that you subscribe, like, follow Lloyd on Rest Things. Oh my gosh, they're doing incredible things. I watch Lloyd. Okay, Lloyd thinks I don't watch them yet, but I watch your videos, but not all of them because I don't have a clue what you lot are talking about. Ring of Honor, Money in the Bag. Money in the Bag. In the Bank.
Robert Lashley,
Bobby Lashley,
Bobby
what's wrong
Lashley,
with you?
and all the man there. I have no clue.
What about my guy MJF?
MJF, that guy who's always shouting and wearing Burberry.
That's my guy.
Okay, his tan is very, very bad.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him that.
Okay, take that out. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for listening. God bless you always. I hope you all have an amazing, what day is it today? Rest of the week. And if you want Lloyd to come back on to speak facts, let me know, because I also want to do like, I don't even know what I was about to say. I don't have any plans for the future with Lloyd, to be honest. I mean, on this podcast. But I'd love for you to come and talk about like dating, Lloyd.
What about dating?
Like how you don't frown. Don't frown.
I don't. Instead of dating top, I feel like, look, let me show you a pinwheel. Let me show you a pinwheel. Please, let me show you a pinwheel, please. Look, why can't we just free ourselves from talking about dating? Look.
Lloyd.
Look at this. Body
Wheel of black Twitter.
Why?
No, because I think
do you know what it is?
Do you know what it is, right? I feel like you're so beautiful, firstly.
I
feel like you have such a good outlook on communication and just how you are as a person. And I feel like you should voice that.
Do you know what I love to talk about?
What?
I want to talk about content. Like how content is consumed differently now. We're used to watching vertical videos and 15-second videos.
Not to be deep, but you can't come and speak about that on here.
All that sort of stuff.
Because you should do your own film podcast then, if that's the case.
Okay.
All right. So that's it, guys. Thank you for checking in. I'm joking. No. Thank you, Lloyd. Can you sit up straight so that people know that you love me? Thank you, Lloyd, for coming into my special podcast. I've had so much fun with you every single time, every single night. And thank you so much for listening, guys. I've said that 1,500 times. Yeah.
All right.
Have you got anything to say?
Nothing. Just
follow Rest Things.
Follow Rhea on Spotify.
Follow Foolish Professionals
on Spotify.
Follow all them things there. There's so much interesting
subscribe.
things coming for Foolish Professionals, guys.
Just subscribe.
There's so much important things out coming for Foolish Professionals. I'm so excited, and I'm not even going to give you a sneak peek because I haven't got a sneak peek. But I'm so excited for what's to come for Lloyd and Eddie, man. Shout out Greaves every single time. You're a mega talented man.
My second partner.
Shout out to all our friends listening. Shout out to Derek. I love you with all my heart because you are always sending me encouraging messages, and I love you. You're my brother. Shout out to my sisters. Shout out to my auntie. My auntie's always watching this. Hello, Auntie Catherine. I love you. Shout out to Sam Black. Why? I'm joking. Shout out Sam Black. Sam, if you're watching this, yeah, I was saying to Lloyd, I could probably just message you this, but I feel like you need to have like a channel where you show your affirmations, because the way that you speak and you're just so positive. I feel like you need to have your own page. So like if you blow, remember I said it here first.
Sam's definitely gonna blow. For sure.
When you blow, I should say.
Sam's definitely gonna blow.
But yeah, love you guys so much. Let me know what you want to see from this podcast. And I love you with all my heart.